Hello. Okay, you guys, it's just me tonight. I don't have my partner in crime. I'm so sad. He is in California right now, and he's doing really, really awesome stuff. I'm so excited. But he's actually seeing the BTR boys for the first time all together in years, a couple years, I think. It's been a while, so I'm really, really excited that, oh no, the mom yawn has already begun. We're only 30 seconds in and I'm already yawning. I'm so sorry. Okay, it is late, so I should get right on it. Anyway, babe, I miss you. I don't know if you're gonna watch this, but I love you. It's not the same without you here, and the kids miss you a whole lot. Anyway, that's my sappy moment for tonight. Guys, let's jump into it. You sent in some really awesome questions. This girl's passed out next to me. Hopefully she stays passed out so I can answer all of these. So let's go. Let's do this. Okay. First, somebody goes, convince BTR to have a show in Hawaii. Yes, please. I have really been talking to Carlos about this. We went to the Kalohe Kai concert. Yeah, it was awesome. Like a week ago. And it was so amazing. And the venue was rad and so intimate and awesome. And I was like, babe, you and the boys should play here. He's like, I don't know that anybody in Hawaii would show up to listen to Big Time Rush. And I was like, what? I think people would totally show up to listen to you guys. Well, here in Hawaii. So yeah, please, if you guys want Carlos here in Hawaii to perform, please write him, because I so badly want a BTR show here at home. I think that would be rad. Okay, so that's the first question. If you were gonna have one fruit for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a really hard question. Mango? Maybe a mango? Maybe oranges. Probably oranges. Orange is my final answer. Orange. What is your guilty pleasure food item? Okay, I'm not normally a sweets person. I used to be a long time ago, but I've always been like, if you were to ask me salt over sweet, I'll always choose salty. But I think specifically because I'm looking at this no list of foods that I'm not allowed to eat right now, and foods that just, we've been on this thing for so long, this like food journey. I want a chocolate chip cookie. That's what I want. It's all I've been craving. I just want to make chocolate chip cookies, or really any kind of cookie, but probably chocolate chips. So I'm going to say that is my current guilty pleasure food item. I feel like the guilty pleasures change. It's just not like one consistent, this is my guilty pleasure food item. It just changes with the season. So chocolate chip cookie. Okay. How many kids do you want to have? Gosh, I feel like this changes all the time. I don't want to say it changes all the time, but like, I just feel like we don't know. We don't have an answer. I feel like there are so many different, I'm going to backtrack. There are a lot of different things that I feel like God has been putting on our heart. Like, I know for sure down the line we want to adopt. I was even talking to Carlos the other day about fostering kids. Obviously right now we travel a whole lot, so I don't know what that would look like. But those are things that I've always cared about, things that I'm passionate about, and it just really, I don't know, I came from a big family. Carlos came from a big family, so we love big families. That's something that like, if God wants us to have a big family, if that's in the cards for us, then heck yeah, we are in. Like, if God has that plan, we are in. So the answer is, I don't know. I have no idea, but probably a lot. Okay, if you had a chance to see the future, would you? Heck no! I feel like that would be terrifying. I would probably end up like mucking it up somehow by, I don't know, I would see something that I didn't like, and I would probably think like, okay, how can I change this? And like, no, there's a reason why we don't see the future, and I don't want to see it, so no. Okay, do you guys plan on ever leaving Hawaii? No, I mean, no, I don't want to have to leave Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I think it's absolutely amazing. The people here are awesome. The like, geographically it's gorgeous. So ideally, no, I love this place. This is home. But we travel a lot anyway for work, so I could see us traveling a whole lot, but just making this home base forever. How do you guys solve your problems? Oh, you know, ultimately it comes down to teamwork and prayer. I'm assuming you mean like big issues, like problems that come into our life, or even like just minor ones, but just maybe just how do you solve your problems? Any problem. I would say just a lot of prayer. We go back to prayer with everything, especially if you don't feel peace over something. I just feel like you have to be in that prayer. And a lot of times I'll end up getting confirmation from like outside people confirming things without me even talking to them. And that's how I'm like, oh my gosh, God, you totally answered my prayer using that person. Thank you so much. So I would say prayer is going to be your best friend all the time. Will you ever go back to your hair color in Spy Kids? No. I mean, I would probably wear a wig, but I just remember having to go back and forth between black hair and blonde hair and black hair and blonde hair, and it just destroyed my hair so badly. And, you know, Herman, who is amazing, who I love, like, he did all the hair and makeup on Spy Kids. He did the best that he could to salvage my hair. But when you're just going back and forth so often, because I was working on a show where I had blonde hair and I had dark hair in Spy Kids, and we would do reshoots, and then we'd shoot another Spy Kids. It was a lot that I just want to keep my natural hair for a long time. Anyway, so that. So I'll probably stay blonde, but who knows? I will never say never. It could happen, but probably not. What do you guys do if you don't feel inner peace other than praying? You know, it's hard because we really do bring everything back to prayer. So for us, I think for anybody, prayer is so important. It's so helpful and healthy. But the truth is, if we don't feel inner peace about something, it usually means we need to step away from what that is. I don't know what your situation is. But yeah, whenever we don't feel peace about something, it's usually because it's not right and God's not in it, so that we just need to step out of it and away from it. Or we still need to work at it until that peace comes. But for us, it's usually always done with prayer. So I don't know how else to say that, or maybe you just need to step away. Like maybe that's all you need to do. Your favorite fictional book? I have to go back to like old school books because I haven't done a whole lot of reading recently that's like fictional. So I would say The BFG by Roald Dahl. I just remember loving that book so much as a kid, and I even think they did a really good job with the movie, but The BFG was so special. How are you guys able to get to a point to share your faith publicly and comfortably? I think the more and more you surround yourself with like-minded people, the more comfortable you become in your faith. And I think earlier on in my walk, I didn't have a lot of like-minded people in my life. And it was terrifying to share my faith because I just didn't have anybody to encourage me with my walk, or anybody to kind of like go, hey, I agree on this with you. And, you know, it makes such a difference having that support system. And when you don't have it, it's totally terrifying because you feel like you're alone in it, and you don't want to feel, honestly, it comes back to like, you don't want to feel lame. You don't want to feel like an outcast, and for people to like look down on you because you believe what you believe. And I have to just encourage you that like, if you are the only person in your community that loves the Lord and you want to share that, like, please don't be fearful of that, because there are people around the world who support you and will encourage you. And if you can find more like-minded people, that would be awesome. Now, I have tons of friends who do not share the same beliefs that I do, that I love and I care about, and we're able to have really awesome, respectful conversations. But the biggest thing for my faith, for my growth in my faith, was finding like-minded people. And that's what got me to get to this place today, where I can have those awesome conversations about my faith with people who don't believe the same thing, and I'm totally comfortable and confident in what I believe. I hope that was helpful. Okay, do you believe the Bible is relevant today? 100%. I wouldn't have the faith that I have right now if I didn't think the Bible was relevant today. What do you find the hardest part of marriage from a soon-to-be bride? Expectations. I feel like expectations are the absolute hardest. So managing expectations and making sure that you guys are on the same page, have try not to have expectations on one another, because your husband's not a mind reader and you're not a mind reader. You can do the best that you can to please your husband, and he can do the best that he can to please you. But if you guys put these expectations on one another that neither of you can meet because you're not mind readers, it's just gonna cause a lot of friction. So try to minimize your expectations and just communicate with one another as often as you can. If there's an expectation that you would like met, talk about it. It's like, say, this is an expectation that I have that I hope you can meet. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. I usually have Carlos to bounce off of, but it's so weird without him. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Just 2 more questions because we're running really late on time. Okay, what's the secret to settling differences in a relationship? I feel like it depends on the differences, right? So if these are big differences, let me go back. You have to have the same goals in mind. And it's really, really hard to settle differences if ultimately you just have different goals in life in general. So make sure that you have the same goal in life. And everything else just kind of follows. So, like for us, like we love Jesus, our faith is everything, end goal, kingdom. Like we love the kingdom, that is like the goal, right? So everything we do kind of revolves around like kingdom-hearted ideas. So with us, when we have differences, they're kind of like petty, they're silly. And sometimes we just have to end on, we agree to disagree on something, because ultimately, like, if that's not a part of our goal, it's just like little stuff, but it's still important to like talk things through. And obviously there are some things that like you'll go back and forth with your partner on, that you're like, please see this the way that I see this, and that just isn't always going to be the case. So just pray really, really hard. But yeah, no, I think ultimately it's like, we have so much respect for one another, and we are such a team that usually we end up seeing eye to eye on almost everything, but we handle things really differently because we are, such different humans that just balance each other out really well. I don't even know if I answered your question. I hope I did. I would say just make sure that you settle on like a main goal, and all the other stuff, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. Yeah, that was actually my last question because I already answered that one up top. Woo! We finished. Oh, I can't wake her up. Anyway, guys, sorry, that was kind of a really anticlimactic ending because I thought I still had one more question and I didn't. Anyway, guys, thank you for sending in your questions. Love you all. You are awesome. Yeah, as always, this is so weird without Carlos. Chop lover. Bye.